Hey everybody, it's your girl Yoshi G, and I am back with another episode of Yoshi Knows Ball. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you so much for the support in episode 1. It means the world to me, and I'm just really, really happy to be here. I'm really, really happy to talk ball with you guys, and this is like one of the highlights of living, right? Is being a sports fan, in my opinion. So this is the show kind of where we break down the game, I'm not an analyst, I'm not a reporter. I mean, I can dibble and dabble in journalism, but I more so want to talk ball, okay? So there may be times where I'd slow the game down. There may be times where I speak on a specific play and how I feel in regards to that play, or like play calling I'm big on. Um, Coaching I'm big on, but for the most part, we'll talk like adults and actually understand what's happening inside of the league instead of like just focusing on what the timeline says and gossip and drama. Like that's not my thing. I really don't care about what the players have going on. I don't care about, baby mamas. I don't care about um Instagram thoughts. I don't care about nothing outside of the world of ball. You feel me? Ball. I may at the most give a little love to a wag that I see doing their thing, but I'm definitely not. Bless me, bless me. I'm definitely not dibbling dabbling into the world of drama. Okay? See, I'm allergic to the bullshit. I literally, when I started thinking about it, I sneezed. That's how much I'm allergic to the bullshit. Okay, let's talk about the last 2 weeks of the NFL, specifically the movement. Now, I know a lot of people thought that during like free agency and everything that is going to turn into the Wild Wild West, but that's not necessarily the case. From what I'm seeing, it's busy, it's active, but it's not really loud. And that's actually a good thing because we know that the draft is coming and we know that these teams are still making strategic moves going on into damn near week 4, week 5. In my opinion, week 4, week 5. But we're going to say definitely until the season starts. So, looking at my notes. Okay, so here's what actually happened, like the moves that matter, the moves that hint at like identity shifts, and then the moves that tell you who's planning ahead, okay? So one thing that really, really stood out before I get into it, we talked about last week Malik Willis, right? And how happy I was for him to be going to Miami. And then I didn't know that within this couple of weeks there will be like so many different changes built around Malik Willis. So what it really looks like is that the Dolphins are kind of starting from the ground up and they're rebuilding everything around Malik Willis being their franchise quarterback is what I'm assuming. And there's definitely like a reset that's going to happen. We already talked about the dead cap. I was listening to a lot of analysts and their opinion on it, and a lot of people, almost majority, everybody is agreeing that Miami is doing some kind of renovation. They're rebuilding, and they're looking more towards the long term as opposed to this season. I mean, this season matters, of course, but their main goal is the long term, is what it looks like, right? And so we're going to keep that in mind with the draft decisions. Please keep that in mind with the draft decision. And please keep in mind the amount of money that they have to play with and vice versa. Okay? And vice versa. So just keep that in mind. They're going to be looking for cheap things. Okay? Cheap, good things. A lot of potential. Big on potential and cheap. Okay? Not as expensive. Okay? So major trades. And these are the trades. Like, I was going to break down a lot of the trades that happen, but you guys already know. Like for the most part, you already know who got moves where. Like that's redundant. The releases that stood out to me that tell a story, I could go into that, but like you guys know ball. Like you guys are already know these things. Um, you know what stood out to me? So Zaire Franklin is going to the Packers, right? And he kind of did this tweet or like this meme where he was running but holding Culver's, I guess just to say his anticipation and excitement to be able to eat at this franchise, right? Absolutely genius. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they immediately stepped into their marketing role. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta go fix my nail before the opening. Today's opening day. Today's opening day. Opening night for us in Seattle because the game is gonna be late. But I'm gonna go fix my nail before the game. Okay. But Culver's reached out and they're kind of like, we can't wait till you come. And we got something in mind for you. So like, don't be surprised if you see him in a commercial, in a commercial or on like some Culver's cleats or something like that. But that was really smart of him. And one thing that I can say about Green Bay is like their fan base, their community is like amazing and they love good personality. So if you can come play good and bring some personality, you'll be the man. Yeah, you'll be the man in Green Bay, okay? So I think that was a really smart, great marketing strategy move. And it didn't even seem like a PR stunt. It seemed like that's just his personality. Like he's just a cool guy, right? Okay, so we already, I mean, like I said, I don't really the releases because it's in my notes and it's like screaming at me like, oh, I'll talk about it. So the Titans released L'Jarius Sneed. But that was like almost 2 weeks ago, right? That was a while ago. That was like a cap identity move. But not this episode, but in another episode, we're gonna discuss, if I get a chance to go team by team, we're gonna discuss what I think the Titans have planned with some of these moves that they're making. The Patriots released Joshua Dobbs, and that cleared about 3.7 million for them. I mean, we have a lot of faith in Drake May. Was he just wasting time there because he would never get an opportunity to shine fully? But I'll discuss that later. What I think is going to happen with that, I'll discuss that at a later date. So basically, what we're seeing is some of these teams are rearranging their roster, right? And it's like we're springtime, we're doing spring cleaning. So but instead like throwing things away, they're trading like Pro Bowlers. Like it's a hoodie. Like they're just we'll talk about it. We're not gonna go down that rabbit hole right now. We're gonna keep things positive and talk about something historical and something that is Seahawks related. Okay, so let's talk money, but we're not gonna make it finance class. It's not economics class. It's not math class. Okay, but we're gonna break this down because when I heard it and I'm like, I gotta figure out what's going on. So I went and I did my little research because I gotta know, like, how is Baby Boy breaking history? Like, what is going on? How much bag are they about to give him? He about to get a bag. He about to get a bag, y'all. So Seattle made Jackson Smith and Jigba the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history, y'all. Okay, we're gonna break this down because when I seen, I'm like, oh, he making history. That was my major in college. I love history, Black history. Ooh, I love it. Sports history. Ooh, give it to me. So I had to figure out. I went down and I did my research and I'm like, let me see what's going on, right? So let's talk money and we're just not gonna make it like pocket watching. We're not pocket watching. We proud of this man. In my mind, he deserves every penny. So what the deal actually means, and this is like a very simple version. I streamlined it a little bit for you guys, okay? So what this deal actually means. 42.15 million per year, which is the highest wide receiver average ever, y'all. Okay? Then we got a 69.1 million guarantee signing, fully guaranteed at signing. So that's 69.1 million fully guaranteed at signing, which I believe he just did his signing. Then we got 120 million guaranteed for injury. Oh my. And then Seattle already picked up his 2027 fifth year option. So that's 23, give or take 23.85 million, right? So with the total value over the next 6 seasons, we got $195.2 million. If I do that in like a year by year cash flow, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, he got $100 million right now. So with 2026, we're looking at 36.5 million. 2027, we're looking at 32.6 million. 2028, we're looking at 19.9 million. But 2029, we're looking at 31 million. 2030, we're looking at 33.3 million. And then 2031, 41.8 million. All right. Remember, there's 120 million guaranteed for injury, right? This is a win-win-win all around for Jackson. Now, Seattle basically said, we're going to pay you now so we don't have to fight with you later. They see his worth. They see his value. I see his worth and his value. Seattle sees his worth and his value. And so they locked him in through 2031. Basically, they're going to spread the money out in a way that the cap hits don't really kill them, but they also can make sure that their best offensive weapon stays in-house during his prime, baby. During his prime. I love that for him. So he didn't just reset the market, y'all. He unplugged it, waited 10 seconds, clear cache, clear cookies, rebooted it with a software update, a better software, more data. He changed the game. He changed the game, y'all. So I already know a lot of wide receivers across the league are going to be going to their management like, yo, what precedent does this set where I could get some more bread? Baby, Seattle broke that. Seattle gave him that bag. Well deserved. Well deserved. Okay. So, random football memory. Do y'all remember when Cam Newton was a Gator? Because I'm looking at something, like I was watching some film and I heard somebody like, oh, he's going to Cam Newton, his old Gator player. And I'm like, old Gators teammate, right? And I used to be a big fan of Florida Gators. That blew my mind. So I went to do some research because I'm like, I definitely forgot he was a Gator. Like I remember him at Auburn, but then I'm like, yo, he was a Gator before Auburn. And there was actually another school that he went into in between that before he went to Auburn after he left University of Florida. And I'm like, yo, I really truly forgot about that. Like, you know how sometimes something will trigger a core memory? And I'm like, I really forgot Cam Newton was a Gator. So if I ever get like super famous and I can meet Cam Newton, like go on his show or like do some kind of sports podcast with him, or if I just ever meet him, I'm gonna go try to find a throwback Cam Newton, University of Florida Gators jersey. He would love that. He gonna be like, "Oh, you really know ball?" Like, baby, yes, I know ball. I know ball. I remember. Who was you playing with? Major Wright and them? I remember. Oh, okay. Um, so that was just like cool to think about. Some other things that happened in this time frame, the flag football game, the Fanatics Flag Football game. I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, I definitely thought that the NFL players would do a little bit better, but then when I'm looking at the rules and how they play flag football and like the agility that's needed, I get it. Like it makes sense. But it was always great to see the GOAT Tom Brady. Um and he's kind of been like hinting, people have been like that Green Goblin mask is calling his name, but he let it be known that they probably won't let him come back to the league. I don't think it has anything to do with fitness or him not having the skill set. I think it has more so to do with his minority ownership in the Raiders. So let me see what else I got. Oh my God, y'all. So I got invited to the World Cup trophy tour. McDonald's, Coca-Cola, FIFA. I used to say FIFA, and nobody would correct me. That's so rude. Nobody would correct me. Nothing registered that I'm saying it wrong. And so, but FIFA, World Cup, McDonald's invited me to the World Cup trophy tour while they come to Seattle, which I think is like the 5th or so. Or at least that's when I was invited for the 5th. After they leave Portland, they'll come here and I can do content. I can show the fans like the experience. If they wanted to do it when it came to their city, or unless it already came to their city, I don't know. And yeah, I can provide fan experience content. I can take pictures with the trophy, and I can kind of get some hands-on experience for the draft and for other events that I'm going to be going to, where I kind of want to show you guys like behind the scenes and cool stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Like, I don't know much about soccer, football, but I'm willing to learn. Dope. So yeah, and they gonna stop in a lot of cities. I know like LA, Vegas, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Chicago, New York, like and more. So you can look it up. They might even be coming to your city before they hit us. Like check it out. It's really, really dope. I believe it's free to the public. So all you have to do is like reserve a spot and you can go. So it's really, 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 really cool. I mean, I don't know how the whole process is going to be, but to be invited and be able to do content, like that's a win-win for me. So let me see what else I got for you guys. Look, I'm not saying I'm bringing the trophy home, y'all. But if they let me hold it, I'm not letting it go. I'm leaving with something. I'm not letting it go. I'm not. I'm gonna feel that energy, that winner spirit, that World Cup winning energy, and I'm not gonna want to let it go, y'all. All right. So one thing that we did discuss, right? We see that the teams are building quietly, and that kind of quietness is like a quiet before the storm, in my opinion. So I think the draft is gonna be insane, like insane, newsworthy clips, like just bananas. Our timeline's gonna go bananas. I see that some teams are rearranging. I see some teams don't know what they're doing. They're one injury away from like a documentary. And some teams are the documentary. So just know that the teams that are making the smartest moves now are the ones that we'll be talking about in December, and not the ones that's making the loudest moves. Those are not going to be the ones they're talking about. It's the ones that's strategic and smart, pragmatic, and they know they can think ahead. They're playing chess. They're thinking ahead of the next move. You feel me? So yeah, I'm waiting for some more like really, really great news. But I feel like this is going to be one of my favorite NFL seasons. Why? Because I'm really like hands-on in this shit now. And pretty soon I'm going to be part of the sports media world. Pretty soon people are going to know me in these circles. You feel me? So I just got to keep pushing. I got to keep grinding, and I got to just keep being consistent, and I think that it'll pay off. But anyways, yeah, y'all. I know y'all like, oh, you can really make this professional, and like, I know y'all want to see me on ESPN, all that stuff, but I don't even know if that's my lane, y'all. Like, I think this is my lane: casual, cute, comfy, in bed, talking ball. Like, maybe eventually I'll get a backdrop, and maybe eventually I'll get like a ring light and a desk and a cool little gaming chair, and then some helmets in the back, and like we can do all of that. I can get an OBS out, and then I can get a camera guy. Like we can do all of that, or I could just sit here cute and talk football with you. Like there's no pressure. There's 100 girls that do it that way. None of them do it my way. So I think that's pretty good for this week, and I'll be back next Thursday. We're building this show brick by brick, and if I win, you win. Why? Because you were one of my day ones. You were one of my day ones, and I'm gonna always remember my day ones. And when I'm pulling up, if I ever get a suite, bro, if I ever get a suite, like invited, like, oh, yo, we got a full suite for you, and you can invite 10, 11 people, I'm gonna invite at least 5 or 10 of my day ones. Maybe a couple family members, but my day ones. My day ones coming with me. When I go up, y'all coming with me. But anyways, it's your girl Yoshi G. Thank you so much for watching Yoshi Knows Ball. This has been episode 2. It's been a pleasure to have you, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye. I can't take a loss, time to up the score. After I perform, round me up applause. Feel like 50 large in these Nike shorts. Keep on pushing forward, gotta stay on guard. Shoot my shot from far, and it's never off. Bang the paint so hard, I could take a charge. Gotta keep it tall, on and off the court. Life is like a sport, all I do is ball. Ballin' on these bitches like I'm injuries. Ballin' on these bitches like I'm injuries. Ballin' on these bitches like I'm injuries. Falling on these bitches like I'm injuries. I don't fear none. Shooting with the stars in the sky is what I land on. Wigging on my competition, I just got my hair done. Tried to do me foul, so made it count, it was an and one.
tying up my sneakers. You can't walk a mile in these, I bet I run this season. They can't guard me by themselves, that's why they double teaming. Shoot my shot right in their face and it's a buzzer beater. Ballin' on these bitches like I'm injuries. Ballin' on these bitches like I'm injuries. Ballin' on these bitches like I'm injuries. Ballin' on these bitches like I'm injuries.